Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 1549.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to talk about why home sales rose in July. Now, the housing market's been a little bit stalled lately as interest rates are stubbornly high. And I've reported how more ARM mortgages have been popular recently, but we did have a tick up in sales in July, which was good to see. Sales of previously owned homes rose 2% in July compared with June to 4.01 million units, which was on a seasonally adjusted annualized basis according to the National Association of Realtors. Housing analysts had been expecting a slight decline, and sales were 0.8% higher than July of 2024. The way they calculate these sales are based on closings, so the contracts were likely signed in May and June when the average rate on the 30-year fixed mortgage was declining. That rate exceeded 7% briefly in May, then ended June at 6.67%, according to Mortgage News Daily. There were 1.55 million homes for sale at the end of July, an increase of 15.7% from the same month last year. At the current sales pace, that represents a 4.6-month supply, and a 6-month supply is considered balanced between buyer and seller. So although we see a lot more homes on the market, we still are under the balance between buyer and seller. Inventory is now at the highest level since May of 2020, but may still well be below pre-COVID years. So what we're seeing is more inventory is taking pressure off of prices, and the median price of an existing home sold in July was $422,400, which was an increase of 0.2% from the same month a year ago, and that was a record high price for the month of July. Now, over the last year, prices have been higher for the last 25 months, but the market may now be at an inflection point, according to some experts. Lawrence Yun, NAR's chief economist, said the ever so slight improvement in housing affordability is inching up home sales. Wage growth is now comfortably outpacing home price growth, and buyers have more choices. Yun noted that condominium sales increased in the South, where prices have been falling for the past year. And activity continues to be strongest on the higher end of the market. Sales of homes priced over $1 million rose 7.1% year over year, while sales priced between $100,000 and $250,000 declined 0.1%. Sales of homes priced below $100,000 dropped 8%. It's now taking longer for homes to sell. The average home in July sold in 28 days, up from 24 days a year ago. First-time buyers also fell off slightly, representing 28% of sales, down from 30% in June and 29% in July of 2024. Investors made up 20% of all transactions, up from 13% in July of 2024. This could be due to the increase in supply. With mortgage rates still relatively high, the share of all cash buyers increased to 31% of transactions, from 21% a year ago. This is unusually high, said Lawrence Yun, noting stock market wealth or housing wealth could be contributing factors. So although we're seeing more inventory, we have higher interest rates, and those stubbornly high interest rates are causing markets to be a little bit stagnant, but the high end is paying cash, so it's a little bit more active than the lower end markets or first-time buyers. Now, we still have an 85% chance of a 25 basis point rate cut in September being priced into the market by the CME FedWatch tool, and we're expecting comments from the Fed today. We should see interest rates start to trend lower as we go into the end of this year, in my opinion. We'll keep watching and reporting back to you as things unfold. If you haven't yet subscribed to Be Wealthy and Smart, hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified as soon as new podcasts are available. And all of my podcasts are on my website at lindapjones.com/podcasts. And while you're there, sign up for my weekly newsletter for more wealth tips for your financial freedom. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.